Hey everyone, this is Misty from the Manamal Streaming Radio. Just chatting with the band SteelCity. Hey guys, how you doing?
What's up? What's going on, Misty?
I'm doing pretty good tonight. It's Friday. Can you guys tell us your names?
All right.
Can you tell us our names and what you do in the band?
Oh, absolutely.
Brian Cole, lead vocals.
Ron McCloskey, drums.
Scott West, bass.
Mike Floros, guitars, and Tony Stahl couldn't make it tonight. He plays keyboards.
We're thinking about you, Tony.
Yes, we are.
Yes, we are.
Can you guys shed some light on the name of the band?
Absolutely. I'm originally from an area called Youngstown, Ohio, and our town is known, or was known, as the Steel City. We're close to Pittsburgh, which is, the Iron City.
The other
and
Steel
seeing as
City.
how Brian is from Pittsburgh,
That's right.
we just kind of figured it'd be a great name for the band because it kind of shares all of our roots, and just that's really about it. It just shares what we're about. Just hardworking guys from Youngstown, Ohio, who want to have some fun and play some kick-ass rock and roll.
Oh, it's kick-ass. I agree with that 100%.
Oh, well, thank you.
Thanks.
Now, how did you all meet and how long have you been playing together?
Well, this originally started out as a solo project for me. I have another band called Idora, and when I started to record this, I thought to myself, well, I'm going to go ahead and sing the lead vocals on this. And there was a few songs that I had some trouble with, so I had recently purchased Brian's solo CD because Brian is a solo artist as well, and I just fell in love with his vocals. And I reached out to him and I asked him to sing a couple of songs, and one thing led to another. He sent me some lyrics actually for Back on the Streets, and then also a song called Turnabout. I'd been struggling with Turnabout for at least a year to try and get the right vibe on that song, and I just could not do it. He hit it out of the park. And once that happened, I was talking with another friend of mine from Youngstown who's also a songwriter, and he just suggested that Brian should sing the whole album. I asked, he said yes, and the rest is history.
And I'm so glad I did, because it's like, honestly, I love this record, and I love working with these guys, and there's a definite chemistry, and we felt it from the first time that we got together and rehearsed, and it's just like we've been playing together for 30 years.
Yeah, absolutely.
It actually, you guys seem to work like a well-oiled machine. I mean, the chemistry is like very strong, and you can sense that right from the very first verse the whole way through each song. So that's great. I'm so glad you found each other. That's amazing. And the rest of you guys.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Now, do any of you guys come from musical families?
Actually, yeah, my father, this is Ron speaking, my father was a drummer in the U.S. Army, and he's the one that pretty much taught me how to play. So.
Yep, and my dad, my father was also a very accomplished jazz keyboard player. Great guy. Played with some of the bigger names back in like the 60s and early 70s before he moved on to like managing some jazz acts and just rock and roll lounge acts up and down the Eastern Seaboard for a while. I feel very fortunate that he kind of passed along that gene to me, even though I probably am nowhere near the musician he was.
Well, that's amazing. What a history there, What about Brian? What do you got going over there? Musical?
I have, it's crazy. My uncle actually played drums. He was a touring drummer for a lot of country artists, Tammy Wynette and quite a few other artists from that era, like late 70s era of country. And my dad taught me my first 3 chords on guitar. And I just kind of took it from there, and my whole family really stood behind me and were very supportive. So I started music at a very early age. I did my first show when I was 7 in front of like 10,000 people. So that was like my first gig.
No pressure.
No pressure.
7 years old.
I know, right? I don't know what happened, but
Anybody else?
Scott?
No, yeah, pretty much first generation music. My parents really didn't have a whole lot of musical background. Nobody much in the family. You know, I've got a cousin who was a one-hit wonder back in the 80s, and I got a brother who is a recording engineer, you know, but that's about it. It's
Yeah, your brother's like a big shot, you know, producer guy.
He's done some good stuff. And my cousin was a one-hit wonder in the 80s. She's on every one of those Where Are They Nows.
Yeah.
You know.
The one thing I'd be remiss if I didn't mention is we're just really, because he's not here, we're really excited to have Tony come aboard as well.
Oh yeah.
Tony had played some tracks on the album. You know, he's in another band called Libsay, and he played some tracks on the album, and he just really kind of knocked it out of the park on those tracks. And when we were looking to start playing live, we figured we'd really just like to have a keyboard player come with us, and he agreed to do it, and we couldn't be more pleased because he is hellacious.
He doesn't just play the keyboards; like he feels it. You're right.
He rules. Yeah. He's great, and the reason why I want to bring that up is because, you know, I think you know, I don't want to sound I don't know what the right word is, but I think my dad would be extremely proud that we have a guy that's that damn good on keyboards in our band. So I just want to make sure that he's mentioned.
And we have another short guy in the band, so that's helpful for me, you know.
Yeah. This is not a tall band.
That's right.
hey, well,
except for
five.
Ron.
One out of five doesn't count.
Vertically challenged.
That's one
vertically
fifth.
challenged, right?
Now, who are some of your musical influences growing up?
I'll let the guys go ahead, and I'll come in last.
Oh, geez, so many things. Van Halen, huge Van Halen, Dokken, Journey, Parliament Funkadelic, the whole man, Billy Joel, big Billy Joel fan. I listen to all kinds of stuff.
For me, Iron Maiden, AC/DC, early Def Leppard.
Yeah, that's key.
Dream Theater.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm sure there's no argument with that.
No, definitely not.
Kaja Goo.
Yeah, Kaja
Spandau Ballet.
Yeah, Spandau Ballet. That's you got it right on the head.
Yep.
Right.
You hear it, you're drumming.
Thank you.
For me, I just always gravitated to great guitarists and great singers. So for me, Journey, I mean, Steve Perry's probably my biggest vocal influence. Dan Huff, who I recently got a chance to work with Giant. And, you know, guys like Neil Schon.
Yeah, he might be good.
Eric Martin, who we're going to be playing with coming up.
Yeah.
I love great singers, you know. So I gravitate. You know, I'm an '80s rock guy. So, you know, even guys like Michael Bolton. I love Michael Bolton. I know a lot of people. I know.
You got to do the whoa in every song.
You know, you know.
I hear nuances of different people in your vocals. I hear it was even a little bit of a foreigner sound, I thought, on a couple of the songs.
I love it, Graham. Yeah.
Hardline, you know, just, you know, really great bands. And I know, Brian, you are good friends with Dean Castronovo.
Yes.
And I'm good friends with Johnny Gioeli. And whenever I saw that you were a fan, I was like, these guys are it. And I've been obsessed ever since. So
love Johnny. You know, his voice, when I heard that Hardline record, you know, funny backstory about that Hardline record. My cousin, who is an actor, he's a famous actor in Toronto. His name is Nick Mancuso, and he was in a band with the late Brandon Lee called Rapid Fire. And Hardline did, you know, a majority of the soundtrack of that record. Mm-hmm. So that's how I kind of first got introduced to Hardline and Johnny's voice, and of course being a Neil Schon fan. And it just went from there. Those guys are amazing, and Johnny, just, you know, kudos. I love that guy.
Yeah.
Great people, definitely. Whole family, the whole band, just.
Absolutely.
Now let's go ahead and talk Fortress. Now this album is just amazing from beginning to end. Thank you. Sure. Who does the songwriting, and what is your songwriting process?
Wow.
Mike does.
Yeah, I mean, for this record, mostly Mike. Yeah.
Pretty much the way this worked out is I kind of wrote this album, and what happened is I had the lyrics all written out, and wrote the music as well. And when I brought this to Brian, what I told him I said, if you're going to be a part of this, the way it's going to work is that you're going to have absolute creative freedom on anything and everything that is vocal on this album, because it just isn't right to ask somebody to be a part of your project and not give them the liberty to really just express who they are as an artist. So that's essentially what happened.
And I'm really grateful for that, because as a singer, it's, when you have that creative freedom, and especially, Mike and I just hit it off as friends, before anything else. And it was like, to know that you have that creative freedom, it makes it easy. It makes it really relaxed that we can go in and just kind of be ourselves and write what we feel serves the song. And that's really hopefully what came out into the listeners' ears.
Absolutely. And it was just really fun to send him stuff, because, I can sing a little, but, one of my biggest influence as far as like guitar and vocals is Dave Manichetti from Y&T. I love that guy.
Yeah.
But what I would do is I would have limited time to sing some of these things, and I would just send Brian an idea. And Brian would just take the idea, and sometimes he'd call me like, "Oh, dude, that really rocked." And then sometimes he'd just call me like, "I'm not feeling it. Can I change it?"
I was brutally honest.
and because some of what I do really sounds not so good. So in that particular regard, Brian, like I said, he would just knock stuff out of the park, and he would send me stuff back, and I would just be blown away. And every time I got something, it was like opening a Christmas present. It was just amazing. So, and we got, I think we got really lucky because we had Johnny Lima that stepped up, and he produced the album.
He's like another member of the band.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
And funny thing about Johnny's another one of those guys who's brutally honest. The very first time I worked with him, he just called me and said, "Hey, dude, is that your guitar tone?" And I was like, "Yeah." And I was all proud. He's like, "It sucks." So we worked on that, and he's like, "I'll pick your tone. I'll take care of you, bro." And having him on board just it's like he tied like a nice bow on top of everything, and he just really slam dunked this whole album. It just
and I think too, like, is somebody who's I do a lot of producing and engineering also, and from an engineering standpoint, what I love about Johnny's work is he approaches it not just as a mix engineer, but as a musician and a lover of music. And it shows in his work. Like, he's not one of these guys that, is just so technical that then the mix comes back with no vibe and no feeling. He adds that extra special something that really makes, that really makes the music just surround you.
It's like a musical big brother.
Yeah.
It's like a musical big brother. And he just, more or less, for me, he took me under his wing and just really would tell me, he'd say, "Look, this is what I think is going to work, and let's try something this way." He had a certain way he wanted to go about his business. And if something wasn't working, he was just, at least what I found to be honest, he was just straightforward and honest. He would tell you if something was working, if it was fantastic, and he would tell you if something wasn't. And that kind of thing is really what helps people like Brian and I and Scott and Ron, Tony. It helps us all grow as artists, and there's nothing better than that. Like I said, he might as well be a member of this band as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
That was one of my comments that I had written down after researching that Johnny Lima was doing the producing. I thought to myself, that would have fit perfectly together like a puzzle, you guys. The sound, everything. I am a big fan, so. Now,
we're all
we're
all big fans of Johnny.
Mike, now you were in another band. It's called Idora, correct?
That is correct.
Now, what about the other guys? Are you guys involved with any other bands, or have you been associated with other bands?
Yep, this is Scott. Ron and I have another band. Ron's actually got two other bands.
Two other bands.
We have another band called Four King Suite. We play cover tunes around here in the Youngstown area. We also are starting to record an album here pretty soon with that band. I know Brian's got all kinds of stuff going on, so this is a band that'll stay together for a long time, but we all have other things that we've got going on, especially since we're all broken up geographically. We can't get together all the time, but when we do, it's great. But when we're not doing SteelCity, we're all doing other things.
Yeah, we're all. I know my schedule is just crazy. I produce records for other artists, and then I have I have my new solo record that's going to be coming out at some point. And then I have a
Kibble Records, baby.
Yeah, baby. And shout out to John Kibble too, man. Awesome. And I have an arena rock tribute band called Chain Reaction that
you're not a Journey fan at all.
No, not at all. No, hate the band. But that, and I'm still hoping that Giant will get back out and do some shows too, but you never know.
And back to when we were talking about, you were talking about Kibble Records. They are celebrating their 20-year anniversary with the first ever New England Rock Festival, and that's on August 17th and 18th.
Yes.
So this has to be huge for you guys. How super stoked are you for that?
It's all right.
Massive.
You mean, wait,
I can't wait.
There's a show?
Yeah, I think
Nobody's told me.
I'm planning on showing up at some point, I think.
No, we're really excited about both that and Rock and Skull. But kudos to John, because this is a time in the music industry where not many people can survive. And here's a fellow that is just absolutely going at it, 110 miles an hour, as fast as he can, and
he gets it.
He gets it
really
done.
Does.
He actually, and the one thing that I really liked about John is that from my first conversation with him when we started talking about possibly signing with Kibble Records, was he made us feel like we were actually part of a family.
Right.
He made us feel like we actually belonged.
Right.
And that hasn't
we weren't
changed.
just another number.
And I could say honestly, every single thing that he said he would do, he's delivered, and he's delivered in spades. Mm-hmm. He's an amazing guy, and we're really happy to be on his label.
Absolutely.
We really are.
Yep.
Let's see. What are some other bands that are on that label?
Oh, Romeo Riot.
Tango Down.
Wow.
Great Affairs,
Bombay Black, The Rumors. The Rumors and the Great Affairs, actually, The Rumors just released their album on Kibble, and the Great Affairs have one coming out here very shortly as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they're all great
shout
bands.
out to The Rumors, man.
They're all worth checking out.
Yep.
Yeah, I've seen The Rumors live. I saw them last year at Rock and Skull, and man, those guys just bring it. Or guys and girls, I should say.
Yeah.
They just bring it. I mean, they leave it all on the stage, and it's pretty badass.
Yep.
That's going to be a tough act to follow, or front. We don't know.
Yeah.
But, I was at Rock and School in 2015 when Hardline was there, and that was so much fun. Have you guys done shows like that, or is this okay?
No, this is like I said, we're a new band. This is it. This is our first year doing those kind of shows, and there's. That's no pressure at all. Your first show, you're going to be playing with Eric Martin and Firehouse.
Yeah.
Whatever.
No pressure.
Yeah.
Now, the whole album is absolutely amazing. Like I said earlier, my two favorites are Heart and Soul and Back on the Streets.
Oh, wow. Nice.
Yeah, definitely. And what song is everyone's favorite off the album? And for what reason?
Yeah, every last one of them.
Every one of them, yeah.
Everyone feels like a baby to me. So.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I agree with Heart and Soul and Turnabout for me.
Yeah.
I will say this, though. The one reason I ended up putting Back on the Streets on the album is because and these guys pick on me relentlessly, but my guitar influences growing up. One of my best friends from childhood is here hanging out with us too, and he'll tell you, Ace Frehley was like my god growing up. And then of course Vinnie Vincent. When that first Vinnie Vincent album hit, I was hooked. And finally, of course, John Norum. And as we both know, Vinnie wrote the song, John Norum covered it. So the reason why I wanted to put that song on the album is kind of a tip of the hat to both players, because they both mean so much to me. I really enjoy listening to them play, and they've meant a lot to me in my songwriting and my guitar, my creativity on the guitar.
And it shows. I mean, I got to say, I've worked with a lot of, really great guitarists, and Mike is really, he's really blown my mind. I mean,
I'll pay you later.
Thank you. He really, he's really creative. His solos are intact. His rhythms are just, they're spot on. They groove, they move you. And, I think it just it makes the album. I think other guitarists are kind of saying, wow, there's a new guitar hero on the block, and and his name is Mike Flores.
Well, it's just creepy watching Mike rub your shoulders while you're saying that.
Thank you. Look, more to the center. Right there you go.
Yeah.
Now, I know earlier you mentioned that you were all over the place. Other than that, what has been your biggest challenge as a band?
I really didn't hear the first part of the question.
We were talking earlier about you being all over the country, different places. Yeah. Other than that, what other challenges do you face as a band?
I don't know.
I don't really see any.
We really haven't.
We're having fun.
Yeah, we're having a good time, and we're playing some shows that we wanted to play.
We got a label that's supportive.
Yeah, we couldn't be happier as a band. I don't think there's really any other challenge other than distance.
Right.
Well, that's good. That's great, actually. And you're all from around the Youngstown area, right? You said.
Absolutely.
I'm from Pittsburgh, PA, which is about
60 miles.
Yeah, about 60 miles.
Yeah.
So it's not too bad.
I'm between Pittsburgh and Erie, so I'm
okay.
a PA girl, yeah. How hard is it to balance music and other obligations you have in your life?
The other obligations go to the side. Music's first.
Yeah, Scott, you better not answer. Your wife's right upstairs.
Yeah, for me,
you do it whenever you can, And if we don't have a chance to get together as a band, we just all play with ourselves.
Right. Which we're very good at.
Oh my gosh.
What, did I say something wrong?
Well, you might have wanted to reword that.
I said it exactly how I wanted to say it.
I'll say this, Misty. I'm full-time music all the time. So for me, I wake up, I go to bed, I eat, sleep, and drink music 24/7. So for me, I'm very blessed because having a life and a career in music puts food on the table and pays the bills. So I'm very, very fortunate,
I consider myself extremely fortunate because I have a wife, a beautiful wife, and a lovely daughter, both of whom they put up with me attempting to sing in my studio.
That's the biggest. No, I'm kidding.
But I mean, I have to just, just show a lot of love to my family because they're really tolerant of this. And my wife actually was extremely supportive. She really wanted me to get back into music, mostly to get me to quit riding sport bikes. But but even since she's, she couldn't be happier with the success of the band as well. So she's really, very supportive family, and that allows me to do so much more. I mean, how many families would be cool with how many wives would be cool with their husband going 2-3 times a year back to his hometown just to practice?
Yeah.
So it's pretty awesome.
Yeah, very awesome.
Now, for each and every one of you, this was individually, not so much as a band, but individually, who would you like to do a collaboration with and why?
Oh,
that's deep.
Can I take that one first?
Feel free.
So for me, I was fortunate. I got to work with my heroes earlier last year in Giant. So for me, I would probably say that the other collaboration that I would love to do is work with Neil Sean. I just, the music has spoken to me, his playing.
You're such a Journey fan.
I know. So for me, Neil Sean, next.
He's way up there for sure.
Yes.
For me, I really don't know, that's a tough one to nail down. I got so many influences.
I couldn't take just one.
Yeah.
I mean, if I had the opportunity, that's the thing is when you get opportunities like we have here, you jump on it.
You run with it.
You jump on it and you make the best out of it. And you figure out how to make it work. And I've always said I can have fun playing polkas. It's not my choice, but I can have fun doing it because it's all music. So
expect the Scott West polka record.
That would be polka my eyes out.
I want an autographed copy of that.
No, but as far as I'm concerned, it's Mike again. If I had to choose someone. No, actually, it's not.
Don't lie.
It's Vinnie Vincent.
Oh, wow. Yeah, or John Norum. That would probably be the guy I'd really want to do something with. But most of all, just once, I would have loved to have had just one recording. You know, a little sappy, but I would love to have been able to play with my dad just once. That would have been kind of cool.
Yeah.
And I think it just would really have just been fantastic. But hey.
Oh, he's definitely proud of you, bro. No doubt.
As far as most live people, John Norum.
Yeah.
By far. I'd like to go to 11 with John Norum.
One of my favorite questions to ask is this. For all of you, if I were to turn on your iPod or Spotify playlist, who would I find in your top 3 most recent plays?
I can tell you that right now.
Probably Slipknot for me.
No. Brian? We already know Journey, Giants, Hardline.
Okay, well, yeah. Okay, so let's see. The last 3, well, obviously our record would be probably
it's rehearsal time.
Yeah, it's rehearsal time.
We all going to have Steel City as a very recent.
The Steel City is probably the most recent. I would say then I was listening to Hardline, the first one, Double Eclipse. I really was.
Yeah, I didn't just say that. I just make that stuff up.
And then actually, it was Steve Vai's Passion and Warfare.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I was listening to Passion and Warfare. Love that record.
But 2 of my favorites in 2 seconds.
There you go. I'd say for me, it's Mike again. Honestly, it's just sad. It's just so obvious. But John Norum, I've listened to, of course, and you know, I like John's solo stuff just as much as I like the stuff that he's done with Europe. But probably John Norum, Y&T, Saigon Kick.
Oh, I love Saigon Kick.
Jason Beeler, another guitar badass. Mm-hmm. Pretty cool guy too.
You guys are right in my wheelhouse.
There you go.
And we'll see you at a Steel City show.
Yeah, well, I'm closer. I'm closer to Youngstown and Pittsburgh, so it's going to happen.
Oh, there you go.
There you go.
I had a discussion the other day with Mike about how great a different kind of truth was from Van Halen.
Oh yeah.
So had to bring that up. So that's definitely in my last couple. And Steel City.
Well, wait, is this Van Halen like Van Hagar or Van
No, this is the
better
one with Dave.
Okay.
No.
I'm a Sammy Hagar fan. So,
I'm a Sammy Hagar fan.
Up top.
There you go.
But we're all Hagar fans, but there's something about Van Halen with David Lee.
Oh yeah.
There's something about it. And that A Different Kind of Truth album was awesome. Mm-hmm. I don't know what else. I'm trying to remember what the last thing I probably.
Weird Al?
Maybe Weird Al. Maybe Weird Al.
Or the Jerky Boys.
Or the Jerky. Yeah. Well, I don't even have to listen to that anymore. I just call you.
That's right. You just call me. What about the insulated job?
Going out on the road with you guys would be a total trip. I think that would be amazing. So sign me up as groupie.
I'd be afraid to go out on the road with us. Actually, I am afraid to go out on the road with these guys. That's just me.
Well, let's get some Oops. Go ahead.
No, you were
good.
I was just going to get into some get to know the band outside of the music questions. Are you up for some of that?
Sure.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Okay, what's everybody's favorite food?
Oh, man.
I am a sucker for pizza and chicken wings. But, yeah.
That's 2.
Yep.
Yeah. It is 2.
I would say pizza. I love I love Greek food. I love Greek food.
Wow.
Not very many people know that about me.
What?
I love Greek food.
Sandwiches. I'm like Joey fucking Tribbiani. Sandwiches.
I am half Greek, but I won't tell you if it's the front half or the back.
Anything deep fried. Anything you can purchase on a Carnival Midway.
That means anything that has been run over by a car and then deep fried. Ron will eat.
I'll take them elephant ears if you got them.
Live till you had deep fried coffee.
Squirrel pie.
You guys are awesome.
Not too much people got a taste for testicles anymore.
You got to snip them way up high.
Oh, this went south. Okay. Next question.
This is what happens when you ask to learn more about people like us. I just have to warn you.
Next question.
It might get
please.
uglier.
Next question, please.
How about your favorite cartoon from when you were younger?
Oh, Bugs Bunny.
Bugs Bunny.
Bugs Bunny. Yeah.
Absolutely Bugs Bunny. You couldn't do that stuff today. Any Looney Tunes. They rule.
Carrots on dime. You get a dozen for a dime. It's magic. Come on, was that like the greatest?
Oh, man.
It's hard to interview when you can't breathe from laughing, guys.
Sorry about that.
I'm just joking. What's your favorite movies?
Oh, Major League, without a doubt.
Heartbreak Ridge, Clint Eastwood.
Nice.
Oh, geez, I like stupid movies. I like stupid movies or like superhero movies. So, one saw Deadpool 2 last night. Awesome.
Look at the time.
I was.
But if I had
Step Brothers.
like
Step Brothers.
Or like Hot Shots.
Yeah,
You know, and
yeah.
Airplane.
Airplane,
And stuff like
all
that.
of that.
I mean, I'm an idiot. I love it.
Yeah.
Balls on my
They call me Rubberneck.
Scott and I have a lot of the same taste in movies.
Oh, dear.
But, Spinal Tap.
Spinal Tap.
obviously.
Oh, yeah.
love Spinal Tap.
That's a given there.
That's a given. But other than that, like I would say like dramas, like courtroom dramas and stuff, like Few Good Men, stuff like that. Like real like thriller.
You can't handle the truth.
You can't handle the truth. I love that stuff. Yeah.
Oh my. Now, other than yourselves, you can't put you in this category because we already know. But who are some of your favorite new bands?
Define new.
Yeah.
Please define. I mean, if you're talking like post 2000 or what?
I'm going 2000 and higher.
Okay, 2000 higher.
And higher. Oh, geez. I'll tell you what, I was really blown away by The Great Affairs. That song they released.
Yeah.
That video was pretty cool. I can't wait to get that thing. I was digging that. They got a cool sound.
They really do.
Okay. I'm not answering.
No, I really like Avenged Sevenfold. I'm not sure what year they came out.
Oh, they're great. Yeah.
90. Okay, well, that's
90?
close enough.
Yeah.
I'm going to sound like I'm totally homering it right now, but without a doubt, Tango Down.
Oh, God.
Yeah, Tango Down. Our label mates.
Yep.
They kick ass.
Major ass.
Scott Riff Miller. Yeah, there's somebody I would actually like to do a jam with Scott. That'd be badass.
Yeah.
They are awesome. Absolutely.
And I would say, I'll tell you, I like the new lineup of Hardline too. I really do.
Yeah.
Anna Portalupi's a friend of mine, and I think they're killing it. I really do. And Johnny just sounds amazing. Still, hasn't missed a beat. And then I'm gonna go with the new Dead Daisy stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
That stuff sounds great.
Does?
Yeah.
Well,
really good stuff.
Doug Aldrich. He might be good. He might, maybe.
Yeah.
He's okay.
Yeah.
He's one of my all-time faves for sure.
Yep.
So I got you. You guys are so all about me. I love it.
Kind of dig Heat's another good band.
Yeah.
Crazy Licks. Those
Yep.
guys. John Kivel's not really a big fan as far as like we've had a little bit back and forth on this, but I dig Santa Cruz as well. I
haven't heard that one yet.
They're pretty cool.
I haven't heard that one.
Those two guitar players, just both ridiculously good.
Nice.
Yeah.
No, those were the two that split on the Fozzy tour, right? The brothers.
That's the band that split on the Fozzy tour. But I believe they're, if I remember correctly, I think I've seen something about them working all their differences out. So hopefully that happens.
Awesome. Now, is there anything else you'd like your fans and future fans to know that we didn't cover today or this evening?
The only thing I can say is I just want to extend a huge thank you to anybody that's out there listening. Because coming out with music these days, it's not as easy as it used to be.
At best.
And so we just want to extend a huge thank you to anybody that's out there supporting SteelCity because without them, we're not doing what we're doing, and that's the best way I could put it. So,
Awesome.
anything else?
Come see us live.
Come see us live.
That's what I
mean,
wanted
you think
to
we're
say.
crazy now?
Yeah.
Just come see us live.
Yeah.
You know.
I still want to be a traveling groupie, so you don't have to sell me.
I will be wearing a loincloth. A loincloth and a pair of moccasins. That is all.
It'll be basically just a sock.
Yeah.
Well, I just want to thank you guys so much for joining us this evening.
Oh, no, thank you.
Our pleasure.
This was so much fun.
I agree. You guys have been so much fun, which makes my job a little easier because I don't get so uptight.
Well,
so.
thank you for supporting us. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you so much.
And we all here at the Manamal
All right.
wish you guys lots of success and would love to talk to you again at some point. So please keep us updated. For our listeners, don't forget to check out SteelCity's album Fortress on Kibble Records. I promise you won't be disappointed.
www.kibblerecords.com